Hello, hello. What's up, guys? Uh, let's see. I don't even know if there is a forum thread for the show match, because I don't see one. Don't see one at the moment. What's up, Niall? Yeah, had a good day. A decent day. The weather's savage. Went down and pucked the schlitter around for a while. Down in the GA club. What are we doing today? I think we're going to look at these 2v2 matches that were played yesterday on FAF Live. They were streamed over here. So yeah, 2v2 7-game show match. So we might take a look and see some of those games. What's up, Pablo? How's it going? I think it's okay to cast these. I mean, I don't think they're going to be posted anywhere else except on Twitch. They're going to be left on Twitch. And other than that, I don't know, we'll just hang around, chill out. Maybe we'll watch a settings or something, because I know the Tagged is streaming. I just saw, just before I started the stream, I just saw Esperanto com drop, and he just walked into 6 or something T1 PDs and just died without doing anything. So Esperanto, you know, that was a really good com drop by him. Well played. What's up, Laura? How's it going? Okay, so who's playing in this show match so we can look up their name? Arch was playing. Oh, some interesting games maybe played today, actually. Anyway, we'll look at the show match and see what happened. What's that? 1, 2. I see 6 games there. Okay, the first one was Canis, right? Seems correct. We probably won't like. Well, we'll see what kind of speed we go through them at. Bit of +1 action, bit of +2 action, maybe, depending on what's happening. Okay. What's up, Noah? Game 1. We're in. Okay, so excuse me. The show match participants. We got SNF up here. Super Noob Force, Special Noob Forces or something. Wounded Elk Noob. And Auto Noob. Spiced up with a -1. Whoa. That would be spicy. Hearts are 99 and Archsome Cat over here. Not in the same clan. But quite a lot of rating for all of these players. Wounded Elk, 2K, Auto Noob, as Autopsy, 1900. Hearts is 1900 now. Arch is 1900. Interesting ratings. Now 1v1, it's a bit different. I think 1v1, Arch and Wounded are certainly the top 1v1 players out of these 4. But global, it's all very similar. What's up, Dime? Is this a tournament? It is not a tournament, it's a show match. Played yesterday. And I'm not sure exactly what the prize pool was for these guys. This is a 4v4 map, actually. But there's nothing wrong with a bit of 2v2 on Canis, to be honest. It's quite a good map for 2v2. I've played several games here. Even played some 1v1s here. It's quite a decent map for 2v2. Do I believe in karma, bro? Karma. Sure, why not? Kind of. Ish. Karma. Bit it. I do love how Indians say words. No prize pool was just to maintain momentum, says FTX. Alright. Fair enough. Arch and super slow. What is this? Like, why not build a Nexus here, dude? Why? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand. That's quite weak. IMO. So that's a bad build already from Arch by my estimation. No air factory. None of these 4 mexes. That's insane. Don't understand that whatsoever. His lab has been caught. But will it die? Jesus. Some misses there. Supposed to do some Wednesday or Thursday best of 17 Petric and BH that will have a prize. Ooh. Now that's spicy. My broad is Indian. I like when she says things in an intentionally thick accent. Yeah, it's a great accent, to be honest. Wouldn't this just be an eco-whore map? Well... no. Short answer, no. Units can do quite a lot for you. This expansion, for example, is very far from your base. And this is quite difficult can be quite difficult to defend as well, so units can do a lot for you. Obviously you're going to eco on this map because, well, it is... You do still have a lot of stuff in your base, but I don't think that makes it an eco-whore map. Is there a tournament where you have to win with each race? Nope, never heard of any such tournament. One v one me, bro. That's not dodging, by the way. He Arthur is moving back and forth. See this line here? He didn't dodge anything by doing that. So, of the start, it looks like Arch had the worst start, understandably, as we saw from the opening, but he does have an air factory now. And Arch is in the better slot, so you can see the 2 stronger players. Wounded gets this slot, and Arch gets this slot. And the player on this side does have a better position, because this is extra mexes, a lot more reclaim here, but also this position is, you know, not so great. It's a bit more difficult to defend. So generally this spot is better. You also get front mexes as well and a hydro. So it's really... The difference isn't too huge between the slots, but certainly you want your stronger player playing on this side of the map. So Wounded is in middle. He's chosen Cybran. Well, I assume they've chosen their factions and haven't gone for random stuff. Good drop to this expansion. You can certainly walk to this, but dropping is fine. Nothing to raid here. There's only, well, there's a lab. Not a lab, sorry, a scout, which will take quite a long time to kill that Ingi, so it's not really any threat. T2 air finished for Harzer, and he doesn't have a T2 engineer, which disappoints me. Why is there no T2 engineer? That makes no sense. Arch with one T2 mechs, and Harzer with the same by the looks of it. He's upgrading 1 and 2 more. Autopsy with no T2. And yeah, this is a bit strange now. I mean, Harzer, nobody with any tech at the moment, so plenty of just, you know, T1 stuff. And that's kind of it. Just spamming some land. Looks like the bottom team probably has air control. Probably. But it's Autopsy that's making the bombers to do some damage against the Aeon of Arch. There goes 4 Aurora in a single pass. Beautiful. Beautiful. And the drops continue from Wounded Elk. Where are you going? Bum, ba-dum, bum. Where the fuck is he going? No idea what this is for. But okay. Hearts are still missing a couple of mexes here for no apparent reason, and oh, nice raid potentially. Some tanks moving in to cut out the Mantis. Some engineers maybe are lost there. But overall, the raid is stopped. But it definitely looks like Wounded is the one with the slightly bigger army. That's a formation move? No, it's an assist order. Oops. T2 land is also chosen by Arch, and he is making 3 support factories as well. Really focusing on the T2 land. Harzer has a T2 factory, a T2 Pigeon, and he's got some gunships now. But it looks like they are losing map control to the top team. Top team has got T2 land, and yeah, they've just got more map control. Like Autopsy doing very well. I think his faction is the ideal faction to have, probably against Aurora, thanks to the use of Zuis, but in general he just has more units. And also the bombers did a bit to thin out Arch's army, so Autopsy now upgrading to T2 on his commander very quickly. A lot of assistance, and yeah, the bottom team just looks to be behind everyone equal on mass, except for Wounded, who sits several thousand ahead. And he's not ecoing super hard or anything, he's just doing better with the reclaim, I imagine. 10,000 reclaim for him, 7,000, 7 to 8,000 for the rest of them. So that's where his lead's coming from, and he's taking map control. Like how he's made a drop here, built 2 PDs, and is building factories. That seems like a very strange move. It seems like it's destined to fail, to be honest, and it's a big investment. He's put like 1,000 mass into this base now, more or less. Not sure it's really a great idea what he did there, but it's something. Quite a few Vultus, powerful gunships on the field, and those could be looking for a commander. For example, this T2 gun commander could be under threat. I don't see any anti-air whatsoever around. There is build power back here, which could begin building anti-air. The ACU himself could build anti-air rather quickly because he has T2, but he is under attack now. Immediately throws up T1 anti-air, and you can see he's building very quickly. Key thing here is to maybe pause some stuff at home if he runs out of mass, so that he can continue building at this very, very quick rate. 2 anti-airs up. A third one is up as well. And there's 6 Vultus going after him. Now the anti-air being targeted down, but more being constructed. Wounded Elk sends in the Air Force, and it's a far superior Air Force to Harzer's. Where's Arch's Inties? Where are they? I don't see any. Wounded also running through this position on the other side as he wins air, and Autopsy retreats with a healthy 7,000 HP. And that's some, at least some free kills maybe for Hartzer on the air. What the? Is he gonna win air off the back of this? Doesn't look like it. And the gunships move in again. Arch has double gun and he has blazes. He has no shields, but he goes after the ACU once again with the gunships. And if the ACU doesn't retreat, then these T2 units and the ACU are going to get into range of him. He's down under 5k HP. Under 4k. Is he going to die here? There's an Inti dropping from the sky. He's approaching 3,000. The T2 units can't get to him. The overcharges are firing into the ground. The Vultus are still firing. There's 2 of them on him. And he's at 2,000 HP now. 1 Vultu remains. And that's all. And I hear a flak at this point. A lot of T2 units just got freaking owned here in this tiny choke point. And Arch is going to move forward with his gun. Oh, the flak is going to kill the Intis if he doesn't fly away quickly. The flak forces the Intis to retreat. 6 or 8 of them die, and Hartzer wastes several units into bombers in the ACU, and he's completely lost the right hand side. And although he has the gun, there's a lot of units here that he has no units in support, so it looks very dangerous for him. Notha's under construction as Arch tries to run over the left side. Auto almost at 4k. Seems to be a crazy rush game missing. Oh, is this... Well, now you've... Oh no, I see it in the vault. Yeah, I see it in the vault. Maybe it doesn't start, I guess, but I definitely see it there. Oh, bombers after the ACU. That classic move that is worthless. Nothas. Where are they going? T3 land, by the way, is up for Wounded Elk. Maybe your vault is cursed. Maybe. You may have the cursed vault. One Notha goes down. Second Notha won't last too long either. They killed 1 T2 mechs. Ripperoo. Sub-autopsy. T3 land on the way for Arch, and wow, T2 mechs is only now finishing in his core base. That's shows the lack of eco he has. Really, he is getting a lot of mass here, huge amount of mass in this position. But the fact that Hartzer's lost the entire right side and really doesn't look like he's ever going to get it back at this stage is very worrying for the bottom team, as yeah, it just doesn't look good. I mean, he can farm a lot of units with his gun comp because he's next to the water. Just needs to stay close to the water here. You don't want to come out too far away from the pond, because if all these units surround the ACU, he will lose a lot of health. He may die. Let's see. Yeah, you could die to that if you don't get to the water. So Wounded should probably sit on him, surround him with the Mantis there, to be honest. He's at least going to be low HP, get him scared, you know. T3 land now started for Hartzer as well. He had some Ilshis and now he's going to T3 land. Wounded gives the first 4 loyalists, I guess, to Autopsy, who's now going to use them to push away Arch with the help of his commander. Arch can't afford the shields that he has, and he hasn't taken all the reclaim here. He's trying to get factories and PDs up and stuff, but somehow he hasn't killed the left hand side, hasn't pushed in, and also does not have all the reclaim. So not sure Arch is doing everything he could here, and if he doesn't have energy for shields, he does not have energy for overcharge, which is obviously critical. He needs to be able to overcharge these loyalists, otherwise they're going to be an extreme threat to him and his army. This hill messing with the range of the Aeon weapon. And overcharges are flying in from Autopsy. The Loyalists just tanking damage, not being overcharged. Notha's come in on to what exactly? Nothing. They've missed. Notha's hitting nothing. And Arch flees. What's up, Carrion? How's it going? Yeah, that's doesn't look good for the bottom team now. Not at all. Those 4 Loyalists, did he even need them? They were helpful. They were certainly helpful, but even without that, it didn't look so great for Arch. And now, of course, this this position that Wounded is in is far too much. I mean, he could have, you know, a bit more eco or something, I guess. Going T3 air now. I would be interested in getting all these mexes to T2 before T3 air, to be honest, but he has to be wary of the enemy's T3 air options. It doesn't, I mean, they don't have the economy to make that switch because they've gone for T3 land instead. Quite often, really, you would expect T3 air to be up by now on this map, or at least be on the way very shortly. But the fact that they've both gone for T3 land is maybe not the best option. Maybe Harzer should have foregone land and moved towards, you know, T3 air, perhaps. That TML survives. And fires. Oh, he's not firing at the ACU, is he? He definitely was. But Hearts are moved very slightly. And survives. Finally, some T1 units are going to be cleaned up, which is kind of ridiculous at this point, but their bigger fish to fry bricks arrive on the scene. And the ACU... not sure how the ACU is going to deal with this. Serpentine has 6 missiles inside of it. And not much to fire at because there's TMD up. I guess that's why this is T1. It's probably used to be T2, to be honest. Where's the chrono? I wish we'd seen chrono from Arch already. That would have been a huge help against this army. It's a bit late now, I'd say. And I would have liked maybe some more obsidians instead of blazes as well, but you know. At this point he does need a backup grade. He needs shield or he needs chrono because it's just too risky otherwise, in my opinion. That investment has to be made, but you can see he can't eco comfortably on the left hand side, which is a big problem. Now Harzer does have enough army to hold on here with the help of his ACU, but again, holding on is not enough if the enemy team is getting further ahead in economy. For example, Otto has a T3 mechs and T3 air is completed for Wounded. He's making a strat now and there is no prospect of T3 air from the bottom team. Only now do we see T3 PGen being queued, but again, unless that's given to Harzer, it's going to take even longer because there's not even a T2 air factory for Arch, and he doesn't really have the eco to spare at all. You can see he's stalling massively. This chess match looks weird. Yeah, it's a... I think checkmate is coming soon. Major advantage to the top team. Why use blazes here? I think they would be cool if they were used against Wounded. In this position, like going into this position, I would like obsidians. If he made blazes, like there's potential to, like, look at what Wounded has. You could, you know, send some raids across the pond very quickly and do some damage. I think that would be really good, but that's not what's happening, so I don't understand why he's gone for blazes, really. they're a much better unit than they used to be. Much better than they used to be. So they are quite okay to make. But yeah, I think they could have been used much better. Wounded carried pretty hard first game. Yeah, he looks to be the difference maker. I mean, you're playing well yourself, but certainly Wounded is carrying a bit of carrying from him. Oh, only one bomber dropped there on the. Oh, there's still no power. And where's the strat bomber as well? Actually, have I missed the strat already? Oh, it's not built yet. Oh, it is. No. There's the first strat. Second strat is out now as well. Again, I don't know why people don't turn on stealth on these strats. It makes no sense to me. It costs, I'm not sure, a couple hundred maybe? No, 60. It costs 60 to enable stealth, so you really should enable it. But yeah, bombers simply just killing the harbs there. They don't have shields most of the time. 3 T2 mexes go down, but 3 harbs were invested in that attack. Not sure it's necessary to invest so many harbs. Is there going to be more strats? No, it's ASF. And yeah, T3 mechs needs to go up. A lot of players stalling very heavily in this game. It's quite a bad habit to have, but something that... Oh, there's now the stealth is enabled on the strats. Let's see what they'll go for. I mean, this is a perfect target right here. Arch just cannot afford what he's trying to build. His economy is absolutely bottomed out. Without a T3 mech and without even T2 in this position, he's lacking a lot. Why do they have T2 air and strats? T3 air and strats but not an Omni. Well, because you make T3 air and strats before you make an Omni. Like, an Omni is expensive, you know? Minus 2,000 power. And it's 2,400 mass. Like, you don't just make an Omni straight away once you have a T3 P-Gen. You can't afford that. It's not worth it. Finally, Chrono appears on the field. And, well, it's making progress. You already see some dead loyalists there that have been overcharged. And once the T3 P-Gen is done, then we'll have more overcharges available. But when are the strats going to move in? Where are they? Here they are. Oh, third strat. And 3 strats will one-shot this P-Gen. And also the factory next to it. T2PD in this position. A static shield will provide a lot of cover. And those are some... well, looks like a bit of a trade here. Dead Harb, Dead Autumn. Quite a decent army for both sides. Looks very even here. But again, as always, it's Wounded with the superior position. Sam in the base from Hartzer and T3 Air on line for him ahead of Arch. That's a lot of bricks, and the danger on this map is bricks and Percys and Autumns can just come through this pond, and if you're not ready for it, they can wipe the whole base before you react. So this is very, very dangerous when this many bricks are coming down towards your T3 air production. That is a scary thing, and the Autumns are way out of position now. He can't afford to cover the front against some Loyalists and Mantis while there's 6 or 7 bricks available to walk into this position. Whoa, there they are. And if Wounded sends them in, there's nothing that Hartzer really can do. Like 1 ACU versus 7 bricks is doomed, obviously. Your strats sit around for ages. Yeah, it seems that way. Wait, here's here's 2 strats bombing engineers. And wow, that's a sad end to those 2 strats, but Wounded will win air. There is a third strat somewhere. Oh, is that TML? It is TML. Does make contact with the P-Gen. I don't know where the third strat went to. Is it alive? Is it dead? There's there's a strat. I don't know if that. That must be the one, right? 'Cause there's 2 wrecks here. That must be the one that was at the front here. Could snipe hearts with those strats. Yeah, it's possible. And yeah, here comes the bricks. Move in. Oh. Oh, don't land the ASF there. The T2BDs are just in a terrible position, just shooting into the ground. And that's a huge investment. Once again, if the PGen explodes, it's probably going to kill 2 of those, or maybe more. And Hartzer wants to fight those bricks. That's brave. And look at the... How does the front of the base get defended here? I don't see it. I don't see it. Without this Chrono ACU in the middle of the base, I don't see how it's defended. And yeah, Hartzer wants to get some overcharges in from the water, which is quite smart. And he has a lot of he has a lot of Othams, sorry. Quite a lot of Othams. If he gets focus fired here, it could be very close. But he's not being focus fired, so he's getting some free overcharges in. Some Othams will go down, but ultimately plenty of reclaim will be left for him, which is nice. But yeah, the front of the base absolutely doomed now. Too many Othams sent against the bricks, and no ACU in position in the main base to defend it from a frontal assault. And yeah, Arch is going to lose quite a lot. Here's 2 bricks, 3 bricks in fact, a lot of Medusa. So many NGs actually, a lot of build power to construct PDs. Arch calls GG, but then doesn't quit. But he is now getting overrun on the left. He is being strap bombed. There's Nothas and T1 bombers coming in after him. That's an overcharge on the flak. He's dodging bombs, bringing in his units. He has Chrono, and it may have worked on air at one time, but not anymore. He's still looking quite healthy. This army didn't want to face off against the ACU. And somehow they didn't walk into the base here. The Othams didn't move in with wounded, so if the Othams had moved in, if they were in position, then I think this base would be dead. But the game continues, and not for long, I'm assuming. The range of control, oh my god, look at the vision they have. Chrono used to work on air. Yes, it did. How to counter Chrono? Well, air. Or T2PDs. Or, you know, some T3 units. As UEF. Yeah, T2PDs. Your own commander. A lot of Otham sent in. They're not gonna win this fight. I mean, there's too many T3 units. But if they keep attacking at different times in different positions, well, actually, T3 Pigeons have gone down, and a T2 Mex has gone down. Bricks now at the front, taking out support factories. And Arch dies to the Othams and this strap bomber. Yeah, it looks like I did drop some frames there. Doesn't look like I'm dropping them right now, but yes, I have dropped 1,000 frames, it says. So sorry about that. And yeah, Wounded Elk and Autopsy win game 1 of the show match. So pretty good, pretty good start from the top team. Arch, I think, really didn't play all that great there, especially the opening when he didn't build these mexes for way too long. That's just a major error that I'm very surprised he made. So let's see game 2 then. Yeah, there's I miss when the frame skips happen, but there's no skipping at the moment. Hopefully it will stay smooth. Hasu, thanks for the $1 super chat. Thank you very much. Okay. Here we go. Crazy Rush. And okay, they're in slightly... I would have thought they'd be in these slots at the top. But they're actually in the corner, which is fair enough. I mean, it gives you slightly more distance, I guess. Perhaps. Gives you a bit more space behind where things are a bit safer. Maybe. Not too much of a difference, really, if you're here or in the corner, I suppose. How is Ireland connected to the rest of the world? I guess so, yeah. That's probably, yeah. Whatever cable goes through the Atlantic, I'm sure we're, you know. Well, we're the closest in Western Europe to America, I think. I don't know where that cable is exactly. First bomber from Arch. Brave decision. He also did the little gimmicky, you know, build them X but don't build them X to try and trick them. I don't know if that's necessary at all, to be honest, but it's a trick. Oh, that's terrible. First bomber gets 0 drops. But 2 engineers will go down for wounded, which is quite good. Oh, I might be tempted to bomb mexes. What's up, J Steel? Ouch. That bomber was not very good. Oh, he damages the NG. Think that he did 100 damage to the NG just as it was constructed. Yeah, Arch, that was a very, very suspect decision to go first bomber there. Oh, God, I'm thirsty. Been a warm day. Okay, looks like we got a few more frame drops, so sorry about that. Scout appears in Arch's base. You can see already the hit that he takes from first bomber. It's 600 mass behind, which is, I mean, that's huge. He's got 3 engineers at the moment. He's got no land factory. It's very questionable. Is Arch a retired FAF pro? No. He's a good player, but well, no, he's not a retired FAF pro. He's quite a recent arrival to the upper echelons. Oh God, yeah, we got some stability issues here on the stream. Sorry about that. The fuck. So that first bomber didn't do what it was supposed to do, but Auto is way behind on mass right now. How is he so far behind on total mass? Actually, Wounded is as well, quite far behind where Hartzer is. Hartzer I've seen play this map, and he had a very strong performance when I saw him. Now this is a lot of idle build power here at the moment, but yeah, Auto maybe not experienced on this map. Also a bit of a delay in some of these mech spots popping up for him. Bomber from Auto. And we've got 3 UEFs and Auto is Aeon. Now I hope that means we'll see... Oh my god, no. I hope it means we'll see Chrono, but for now I just want to see all of those engineers die to a single bomb. 6 dead Engies. Oh. More dead Engies, and he's looking for more. Will he get the bomb off? Oh, he failed the micro. He's gonna continue trying, but the Inti takes him out. And players building into each other's bases, which is probably not the right thing to do here. I probably wouldn't build in front of my teammate's base. That's not a good idea. Had enough mass, needed more power. Yeah, I think your build is not as strong as some of the other guys. Arch with 2 T2 mexes, which is perhaps understandable considering, and yeah, he's gonna make more. Understandable considering he has lost all of his build power and was just low on build power in general, having gone first bomber, of course. But really what he needs is P-gens. He has 3 factories at the moment. Look at what Harzer has. 13. I mean, 2 of them may be under construction, but he's got 13 factories. But also very limited on power. Wounded is the only one who's really balancing in a proper manner. I mean, he's overflowing, which is actually helpful for Auto. So that is not really wasted. And the only problem I see is that there's maybe a lack of mass extractor construction at this moment. He has just raided Harzer's expansion. Going for this expansion so early is a risk. Bombers come in after the mexes, but don't... Well, they actually do manage to take out 2 of them. 2 more bombers. Take out 3 more mexes for Harzer, and he is under so much pressure now. From both the bottom players, and now Arch has to leave his base with the ACU to defend against the army. He has no army of his own, essentially. He has, what, 4 tanks? Literally has 4 tanks at this point. While, you know, there are Sparkies, there's T2 land for... T2 support factory for Wounded. So, Arch really in some trouble, and Harzer has been taking the punishment for Arch being, you know, more or less out of the game so far. It's been Harzer taking the punishment for that. But having said that, the top team way ahead on mass. Look at this, 16,000 total mass ahead for the top team, but they're coming under pressure now. And do they have the tech that, well, T2 land is up. Are there support factories on the way? It doesn't look like there actually are. I think Harzer's doing pretty well, but he's under a lot of pressure, and Arch needs to start relieving that pressure now. He has T2 land himself. He has to, you know, get back into this game. He does have a nice 4 T2 mexes. Those have to be protected from TML. You can see TMD is up for Auto. We definitely want to see some TML here because it's very, very powerful. Looks like there's an attack on these mexes, but they're being rebuilt. Who has multiple HQs? I only see 1 HQ apiece. Auto sending some mass to Wounded, which is a bit strange because Auto has the least mass. Wounded looks to be the... Well, okay, Auto now gets his T2 Pigeon up. That's going to be a big help. And Wounded is just PD creeping forward. Needs to keep this shield with him. And... yeah, he's trying to take a lot of space here. Also, the ACU expanding to this position, which is really good. T2 artillery being built behind this. And you can see it's in a fantastic position. If, like, I mean, if a P-Gen is built, well, this P-Gen is too far away, but the HQ could be sniped by the T2 artillery. That would actually be quite a nice move. PD being built right in the base there. And this army denies the expansion. There's quite a nice group of pillars here, and there's no units capable of fighting this. Now, next question is, when do we see T3 land? Well, Wounded is obliging. He's coming with T3 land and T2 air. The Janus. There are 3 UEF players in this field right now, and none of them have Janus yet. And that's a suspiciously planned T1 air factory, which I think might be going to T2 shortly. That's 2 Pigeons being built at once. That's a lot of damaged mexes. And did I just hear a TML fire? No. Sadly not. Artillery. Aeon artillery. Very far forward. Again, this HQ is actually under attack. And there's no shield. There's barely space for a shield now. There is a shield planned, it seems. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. HQ about to go down. It's under 1000 HP. Support factory in front of it goes down to artillery from Wounded. There's at least 4 artillery firing in this direction now. There's no way this HQ is going to survive. That's another dead. That died to Aeon artillery. And there's also plenty of units. This shield, well, there is a mobile shield here, 2 of them, which have blocking some shots. Static shields going up will block shots from this side, this direction, but not from the lower side. 4 artillery now. Is this the shot that kills the HQ? No, the artillery directly in front of the HQ goes down. Oh, there it is. There it is. The HQ goes down to the artillery, and so does the factory next to it. Any important functional differences in factions artillery? Aeon has the most accurate. Also the most expensive. So, say Aeon, you can see 2079 mass. 1890 for UEF T2 artillery. It's also Aeon artillery does damage over time, so it hits and then it does additional damage over the next few seconds. Wounded is completely overrunning the production. Once you're on top of the production, it makes it very easy to continue pushing because the units will die almost as soon as they come out of the factory. There are some reinforcements moving in, but not enough. And where are the PDs? Where's the commander perhaps to aid the defense? I don't see Hartzer's commander anywhere. Where is he? Now, if you had a gun commander, you could do a lot of damage. Which has the best AoE? Cybern, I think. And Seraphim is very nice T2 artillery. It's like a good mix between Aeon accuracy and, you know, UEF power. But yeah, Cybern is the least accurate and most AoE, and also the cheapest. The differences are not hugely important. We need a shield for these. Where is Hartzer's commander? Where is he? Oh, he's standing here, just building T1 mexes. Does not really seem like the best use of a commander. He's just lost so much production. How are you ever going to take that back? Now he has no way to spend his mass at this point. That AC really should have been upgraded and used on the right hand side to try and hold on there. But yeah, horrible situation. There is a a new HQ clearly for yeah, there it is. There's the new HQ. And Janice for Arch. Janice on the way for Wounded as well. But the T2 artillery is just crushing. Oh, the Janice are here. But is it too little too late? Needs another pass. He's got a move. Oh no, that's not a move order. Oh, this. Where's this? No, the Janice is attacking an Inti. No, bomb. Bomb, goddamn you. GG, says Hartzer. He is doomed. Damn. Well, that's a game. How can you deal with this artillery base? That is a brutal artillery base from Auto. 11 artillery there, and he's just going to keep creeping forward with shields and then build more artillery. And yeah. Surprising win there. I mean, for the longest time, you can see even at the end they're not that far ahead on mass, but for the longest time, you know, the top team were ahead on mass, but their position was weak. I mean, there was not enough production from Arch, and perhaps not from Hearts or either. Hearts are under a lot of pressure, and the first bomber did not work at all. I think that was a bad idea to go for. Was it actually fixed though, FTX? I don't think there's been a patch, so I'm not sure it has that has been fixed. I could be wrong though. Yeah, so another good performance from Wounded and Auto, and they win the second game in the show match. Is it in the next patch? I don't know. I mean, I actually have no idea. Okay, we got an interesting map for the third game. Maybe they all blend together. I mean, there hasn't been a patch in a long time. I'm not really keeping up with it, but I'm sure that there hasn't been a patch in quite a while now. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Now we got to see something more from Arch and Hartzer here. Oh, okay. So we got some interesting stuff. So first off, welcome to Hard FFA. Map where you spawn in the center, where there are mass extractors, and you leave the center. And there's a lot of reclaim on this map, and there's 8 bases. Each base has 4 mexes, 2 hydras, and then there's some mexes and craters in the corner. And there's a lot of mass available, and of course a big pond. Now this is quite a fun map to play. I would definitely recommend playing it. I played it a while ago. There's a series of games on it which are quite fun. 4v4 games, and Arch has been assisted with the drone upgrade. Oh, the engineer escapes. He tried, so Arch was reclaiming the factory, and as the engineer was constructed, he tried to reclaim the engineer, but it escaped on 16 HP, which is huge. Now the next engineer will not escape, and you really shouldn't continue building out of this, so now it's been stopped, which is good. And yeah, Arch is going to reclaim the naval factory. This is quite normal. And Hartzer, who has helped Arch get that upgrade, now moves to this side and begins. He's going to try and build a PD here to defend himself from Auto, who is following his every motion. Meanwhile, the Arch has gone for a P-gen, which is not really the right move at all. You want to go straight for a factory. There's no reason to build a P-gen here. You can see he's overflowing anyway. You have enough in storage to build a factory straight, so I don't understand why he made a P-gen. Wounded has done the right thing. He's got a factory. Maybe he should have gone for PD first, to be honest, but he goes for a factory and will now finish PD, hopefully, for him. But Autopsy has this engineer is so key that this engineer got away, and he's going to get a factory on this side of the map. Wounded is not going to succeed, and Arch should kill the engineer as it comes out and reclaim the factory. He should not run away here. He should kill the Engie. Wounded trying to block some shots. Reclaim the factory. Shooting the ACU is useless here. Don't understand why he's shooting the ACU. Just get rid of the factory and you'll be in a good position, because again, you have your own factory over here. On this side, Archer has managed to get a PD up, and now he's making a PGen. Autonoob is getting some reclaim to help fund his small base over here. And they're just shooting each other, which makes no sense to me. Wounded is just continuously building out of this factory and shooting. Enemy ACU. Now an artillery, that's also dead. He is ultimately just feeding veterancy to Arch, if anything. It's really nonsensical. Why does Arch not get rid of the factory? Why? Why do you allow the factory to exist? Makes no sense, but okay. Hearts are now getting his base going. It's essential that you have a PD to try and keep away rogue ACUs that might walk into you. And Autopsy is going to walk over here and start a base as well. And he already is about to get a hydrocarbon and some mass extractors here. So this is a solid setup here. And now it's Arch who is really lacking. I mean, he's going to take the mexes in the middle. I'm not sure it's worth walking back to the middle to get the mass extractors. It really takes you out of the game for quite a while. If I'm honest, it is a lot of mass extractors, but walking all the way to the middle with the ACU seems like it's not the best option. And imagine if he had reclaimed this, then Wounded would have no base whatsoever and he would have to start from scratch. Instead, he keeps the factory and that just turbocharges his start, and now Wounded is going to leave and make use of his ACU here. This base will not survive without a PD, and a PD will have to go up in this base as well pretty quickly, because Wounded is not going to stop here. He's going to continue walking and find the real base, which is in this position. Autopsy will be struggling for power. Well, I mean, Auto is actually in a great position now. He's got 3 factories almost. He's heading towards 4 factories. He's got 2 hydros. He's in 2 halves of the map. So this bottom side is going to be his. I mean, how are the other guys going to compete with the bottom side? I don't understand how that's going to work. He has to be wary though of Hartzer making some units and taking this position back. So there goes this base for Arch. Did he lose his drone there? Where's the drone? Oh, there's the drone. PD constructed quickly in this base, and now another factory going up and more factories planned. Tons of reclaim to be taken here, so you can scale very quickly if you have the build power available. Bomber for Auto, and also, well, 2 bombers and a naval factory. Subs can kill these mexes, and now that Wounded has shown himself in the top side, Arch will move into his base. Oh, the PD is going to be completed though, so, and that's going to force Arch to leave. He's going to lose a lot of HP here. Oh, a second PD is built. Oh my god, he's going to lose so much health. He could even die here. He's going to just about get out of range of the first PD, right? No, it's taking a very long time, and now he's getting hit by artillery as well, and bombers. He's going to die. He's going to die. Oh my god. Arch goes down, and Harzer is left alone in this fight. He's upgrading the gun at the moment. I'm not sure if this is full share. So let's see. It is full share. Okay. The factories that were under construction are destroyed as they were not finished. And Harzer quickly springs to work in this base to get it going. Get some more build power and get the hydro. And Harzer gonna make the gun, and that's gonna be very dangerous for Otto. As of course he does not have an upgrade. The bombers are wreaking havoc though. Air is very good for, well, for anyone on this map. Air is very good. You want to go for air, you know, pretty quick, because generally there's people building up their own base at different stages, and power is hard to come by when you're trying to use all the reclaims. So making air is definitely very nice. And the navy from Otto is also going to do pretty well. He's going to kill the mexes in the middle with the submarines, and the frigates can actually take out some of the build power. They can take out the hydrocarbons, and they can also defend against land units, because the amount of land is quite limited. Gun ACU arrives and begins shooting at all the units around. Even the frigate gets some. Ouch, that's a big loss to lose that frigate, to be honest. But ACU will dip into the water after taking some shots to the face, and this base will not survive. A few Zuis coming in as well. Zui's also still landing hits on the ACU, by the way, as he's going into the water. This base needs to be cleaned up. You don't want to just run past it just yet. Make sure you get both the hydros and the factory, because that's gonna put a big dent in the power production. That's 200 power gone. The hydros are very important now. 2 T2PDs. Now the thing is, we have Zuis and we have a gun com, both things that outrange these T1 PDs. So as long as Harzer doesn't run straight in, he's not going to lose too much damage. But it looks like he is running straight in, because, well, he doesn't know those PDs are there. They've only just been constructed, and he does not have air to scout for him. And he loses multiple thousands of HP to those PDs. Frigates also contributing quite decently, not doing too bad. And Otto begins making his own gun. He's about halfway now, and Wounded puts pressure on with bombers, artillery, and the commander on the top side. Also random engineers for, looks like Otto just dropped up here and is going to build a base and start building artillery to clear this position. There's no way you can defend this with just T1 land units, and there's not even that many T1 land units. Maybe if there was loads of them you could, but there aren't, and there's no ACU. It's very, very painful to play this map with only 1 ACU versus 2, and even if you do have the gun, that's advantage is going to be around for a limited time. This gun ACU is going to pop out of the water and clean. How much? How is this gun ACU going to be stopped? He still has almost full HP. And again, with no air, well, there is T2 air. In fact, there is 2 air factories as well, but there can't possibly be enough air power for all of this, is there? Well, it seems like there is. There's actually a ton of reclaims still not taken. It's not enough engineers going on here. I'm sure plenty of them have been bombed. But yeah, this base is going down. There's no PDs left at the moment. Another one under construction, but that, if it does go up, will only delay things slightly, and actually it's destroyed while being under construction. The bottom 3 bases are destroyed for Otto, but he still has 1, and he has now the middle mexes, and is going to take the top side. Gunship out for Harzer, and he has a few inties. And yeah, Wounded is, well, sorry, Harzer is going to build a factory now in this position, but there's a gun com heading for him. a Guncom with more HP, about 2,000 more, and Wounded is arriving in Hartzer's main base now, with artillery and a commander, not upgraded, but a commander nonetheless. Gunships are here to try and kill the artillery mainly, as the artillery is what will break through the PD defenses. Although now that I look, there are no PDs here. The ACU is free to walk in, and the Lobos will do most of the damage to the factories and the PGens. The two Guncoms fight it out. The frigates do some damage, but Otto just has way more HP now. He's done a lot of damage to Hartzer. Hartzer is not going to survive now. He drops below the threshold. He's under 2,500. Otto can simply control K at this point, and the game will be over. And instead, he chooses to shoot him to death and survives himself. And it's a win for Wounded and Otto once again. Impressive performance. Quite a good game. Arch really suicided into these PDs here. Not a strong performance by him. But I like the opening. The strategy with the drone was nice. That was a good idea. What's up, Mark? Every time I see top players make T2RD, they never surround them with PGens. Yeah, it can be worth it if you. Well, no, I think it is worth it, but yeah, I guess it just takes time. But I think it's worth doing if you're making, you know, because you can make two artillery and then put one PGen adjacent to both of them. You know, make a little grid, which is quite nice. What's up, Tex? All right, guys. Hope if you're enjoying, then please hit like on the stream as we move to game number 4. So far, all 3 games have been won by the SNF squad, Special Noob Forces. So let's open game 4 and see if things change. Perhaps they will. Perhaps they won't. I think I expect a bit more from Arch. Maybe it's just having a bad day at the office in this this series here. But yeah, let's see if he can turn it around, because he is a very strong player on his day. So let's see. We're on map gen actually, so this is a very interesting looking map. Excuse me while I pour something for myself. Right. Special Noob Forces. Yes, I believe that's what the SNF tagline stands for. So, okay, let's see what the terrain is like. There's a tiny little gap here that you can get through. You can't get to this by... Oh, no, you can. There is a ramp here by the looks of it. This is one of the things I'm not such a fan of with the map gen. Some of the terrain can be quite counterintuitive. Can be difficult to read. This is all beach in the middle island. And there is so much more... So much mass in the middle. Very interesting. Going to be battles there. I think we might see ACUs in the middle. Gonna donate blood. Oh, you can't fill your blood with alcohol before donating it. Damn. So let's see. There's a lot of mass on this map, and of course we have a big amount of water. But really, it feels like this map, with this sort of generation, is always going to be about the middle. I mean, how much mass do we have? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. We have 26 mexes on the middle. 26. That's crazy. That's crazy. We gotta see some ACUs. I mean, there is a path here directly to the middle, through the beach, so I think the ACUs are going to get here. The Hydro, you're correct. This Hydro is quite far away, so it's not going to be involved in the initial build. It's going to be slightly later. There is no Hydro for this player. Hearts are here. Hearts are an Arch with, higher score in the opening. Slightly wounded, going much more quickly to that hydrocarbon. Looks like he sent maybe the first 2 engineers there, but he's also gone for, wow, what's his build looking like? Ooh, I'm a fan of this. He made this work, and of course this is map gen. There's no preparing builds here or anything, obviously. Now maybe he just shouldn't have started this P-gen, and then he'd be in a much better position. Well, slightly better, not much better. And that was quite good. That was quite a nice opening from Wounded, although it's well, it looked better, but actually he's a bit lower on mass. Never seen this map before. This is a map generator map, so nobody has seen this map before. In fact, you're not the only one. Okay, transport from Arch dropping towards the middle, which is very, very understandable. Bomber from Hartzer, and this is good teamwork. So one of them goes for the transport to get the base up in the middle. I don't like that he's gone so far into the middle and not just dropped here, for example. But this is fair enough. But yeah, Bomber coming in to attack the other team's drop should it arrive, and there's no reason not to expect a drop from the bottom team. Auto is going to drop hopefully just 1 engineer to this position and the rest to the middle. He's also got a bomber. There's 2 bombers from Wounded, 1 heading to the mid and 1 heading to perhaps this position. And oh, Hearts are with the clever little edge build down here, so he doesn't have to drop down here. This is going to be much slower in terms of grabbing that position, but yeah, I mean, say in comparison to this, you can see actually, wait, we already saw that he doesn't need to edge build because this is a ramp, so maybe he missed that detail. A lot of inties from Hartzer, and a bomber coming in after these NGs. Where's the split? Where's the split? Where's the bomb? Oh my god, what happened there? Hello? What are you bombing? There goes 1 NG and whatever was constructed from that factory. Bit of a spin, little turn and a twirl, and another very fast bomb. And there's 2 NGs now in this position instead of 4. Another drop coming in, this time with 3 engineers. Where is it heading? It's looking aggressive. He wants to drop there. Well, okay. Autopsy has got his 5 NGs up, and there's no bomber attacking these guys. Looks like there was definitely, well, the transport is leaving here, so there must have been a drop somewhere. Does this bomber have any kills? This bomber has 1 kill, so there must have been some engineer killed in this position from Arch. The transport somehow gets away. That is not comprehensible to me. And Arch now getting forward. Does he have mass for this? Oh my goodness, he doesn't really. There is some reclaim in middle. Is he making economy at this point? That might be a decisive mistake if he is, because if you're going to make a lot of builds in the middle, then making economy is going to be very dangerous. Hartzer seems to be quite slow with these mass extractors. Also, Arch not taking this one, which is really kind of closer to him. And this is extremely slow expansion on the main island for Hartzer if we compare it to, for example, Autopsy, who is in his opposite position. Autopsy also has production in middle, and Wounded has his ACU there in this 3-mex expansion. Arch has not left the base. He's in the base upgrading T2 mexes. This ACU should be here. How much NG rack is. I'm not sure what that question means exactly. Oh, a drop to these 3 mexes. PD is constructed and will take out these factories. This factory should be out of range, but already that's a big loss. At least 1.5 factories lost there. And the position looks like a superior strategy for the bottom team and a superior opening in general. Transport goes down for Hartzer with how many NGs on board? 3. And a huge air force for Wounded now. And this ACU has no opponent. There is no opponent for that ACU. A ghetto gunship moves into this expansion, takes out all the NGs in short order, but will die to 2 Intis, who's already quite low on HP. And there goes 6 labs and a transport. That's a big loss. How many NGs the transport carries? It carries 6. At its maximum, if you have Seraphim transport, it will carry 8. So Cybern, UEF, and Aeon carry 6 engineers on T1, or 6 of any T1 unit, and Seraphim can carry 8 of any T1 unit. T2 air already for Hartzer. Very sensible for that. And oh, look at this sneaky drop for a proxy from Autonoob. And oh, where is he going to drop it though? Okay, he's doing it up here. I'm not sure that's really the best place, because you could have an engineer on the way over here to get this reclaim, but he's going to steal the reclaim. And look at that. Just as I said, there's a reclaim order. He's just gone to reclaim the rock, and now the rock is gone. But the engineer is still going to walk over here. And he's going to spot the base because of that. Oh. Yeah, trying to steal reclaim there it just gave you away. I mean, now Hartzer will see this factory, presumably. But to be honest, seeing it is different to dealing with it. Nice air force from Hartzer, but they're still missing this mechs, and there's a lot of reclaim still left untaken. I think that in terms of reclaim, there's so much stuff still around that the units are not, well, the guys are not investing their time into taking. Wounded is also making his own proxy. This is nasty, and I don't think this has been spotted. Like, there's no reaction at least. So although the factory may be on screen, it's right on the border of the map, and perhaps they're just not seeing it because there is no reaction. Hartzer's on a transport now, dropping to middle. I hope he has double gun. He is Aeon after all, and this will be his first real foray into the middle. Has no... Oh my god, get down. Transport under attack from those inties. He does have double gun. He lands, and he can win air against Autopsy, but can he win air against Wounded as well? It may be possible with these Swifties with good micro. The Swifties very nice to micro with, but that's not the micro you want. Swifties are actually going down. Oh, he had a really good chance there, but no, don't attack move. You got a micro. You have to micro. He's going to lose air now with that attack move order. Oh my god. It's a bit of a mess of an air fight. What is happening? Okay, that air fight, that could have been a win for sure. That should have been a win for Hartzer. Wounded did not micro well either, but it just went full disaster. And now there is a proxy behind both of these players. Look at how many units there are. This is already too many units. They need to be sent out. Need to be sent. And Autopsy gives the order. Probably don't need any more factories, but you know, more can't hurt. That's a T2 mechs already. Gonna die. That's an upgrading mechs. That's upgrading. This one is not. But he could even run to the base here. He could run. Oh, there's so much damage to be done. And there's no way that Arch is going to be able to deal with that before it does huge damage. And again, 5 factories on this side as well to do damage on this side. T2 mechs here, 1 upgrading here. This expansion is dead. This factory should go down pretty quickly. There's even a bomber to help out. Oh, this is nasty. And Navy, well, Arch is building Navy here. And the double gun comp is making progress with the help of Arch's units, but I mean, Wounded doing plenty of damage on this side, and Arch very, very, very idle with his units here. Huge amount of units there. And they have realized that there's a lot of units around the back of their base. That's a dead T2 mechs. The middle island is extremely important. I don't know if you're just joking, but yeah, the middle island is extremely important. It is how you win this game. Oh, 99% T2 mechs. Oh, it finished upgrading, so that'll allow it to live maybe 10 seconds longer. Maybe 15 seconds longer if it's lucky, but look at the damage. And these factories still live. Need some anti-air. T1 anti-air should be built when you're building a proxy. But look at this. Lobos are reaching the base. And the T2 Pigeon could be under attack very soon. There goes a shell. Ow. And yeah, there is some anti-air from Wounded. And actually, Harzer has just died in this base here from well, it looks like he's died to Mantis and perhaps some bombers and things. Is there T2 air? There is T2 air from Auto and T2 air from Wounded. And the proxies are doing magnificent damage. This base, there's no PDs now. Only gunships. 1 PD constructed, and yeah, I said he should make some anti-air. He's made only anti-air now. But look at this, Wounded even taking this expansion for his own. The proxies will never die at this stage. And although middle looks decent for Arch, he's got a bit more position. He has lost his ACU in middle, or his teammate's ACU. And the damage is far too severe on his own main island. Far, far too severe. Air is not even close. There's huge air forces for both Wounded and for Auto. Meanwhile, Arch has limited. I mean, he has 8 Swifties. That's a big jump in it. But again, the damage is just too severe. And yeah, I'm not really sure what we are waiting for now. Oh, Arch is making T3 on his ACU, and he has a suspiciously placed T2 transport. So I think we might be about to see a comm drop from that T3 ACU. Problem is he has nothing left. He's lost his P-Gen. He has 2 T2 P-Gens in his own main base though. But yeah, he's lost almost everything at this stage. All his economy is really located here. He's got 4 T2 Mexes here. No, sorry, he's only got 3 T2 Mexes here. The rest, he got some T1 around. He should stop building Navy at this point. I don't think it's useful for anything. And there's Janus heading towards his main base. Good God. Oh. Here comes the drop. And that's a dead T2P gen. Inties come in and eventually chew through the first Janus's HP. Second Janus goes down. Third Janus. Will it get another drop? No, it won't. And the fourth Janus will also not drop anything. So a single pass, one T2P gen killed. That's not all that much. A lot of engineers were killed here next to the ACU, maybe just to help him drop without any trouble. Do they know what's coming? Oh, Swifties move in after these inties and overkill an intie massively. Don't know if that was great micro there, but it does win air convincingly against auto. And it's Wounded who is the only one with the massive air force now. As the ACU arrives into the base, and there's a lot of gunships coming with him. Where's the Swifties though? Well, the Swifties are here. The gunship's taking some damage. Although, no, they're not being shot at the moment because the inties are locked onto the transport of the commander. Commander lands directly into the base and begins building T1 PDs. This is how you com drop. Move the transport away, perhaps. Gunships come in and begin killing build power which would be used. Oh, he's trying to build a SAM here. That was a bit of a mistake. T3 air factory is complete. That's where that T3 NG comes from. PDs are constructed. That is plenty of PDs. It's time to build some anti-air, perhaps some T2 PD so you can hit further away targets. One T2 PD back here would be great, and you could take out the yeah, this is way too many PDs already. Needs to stop building those, take the reclaim, get some factories. And he's actually gunshipping the ACU of auto. Now if we look back at the base, this looks quite damning. He doesn't seem to have much of anything, doesn't have anything in middle anymore, so even if he does kill auto, he's going to be in a 1v1 with Wounded, and Wounded is going to have almost all the bases on the map, barring this one, and well, the base at home is dying for Arch. He put 3,000 mass into T1 PDs. That's not really how you execute a comm drop. And now he's built an air factory. He can try to drop ACU next to ACU. I agree. The problem is that, well, he can't because he lost his transport. He lost his air force. And you can see Wounded has a huge air force now. And Wounded probably could just... Yeah, he's standing right next to the water, so he's quite difficult to kill. Now, he does lack a lot of power, because he just has so much of the map that it's difficult to power everything. But yeah, he's making gunships. And really what Wounded needs to do is exactly what he's doing here, which is spam T1 factories and build artillery and send the artillery after this base. There's even a nice hill which is very helpful for the artillery. The artillery can stand on the top of the base, probably be defended by the hill from, say, T2PDs that might be down there, if there were, which there should be. But this will not work out for Arch. He's now, yeah, he's lost his T2 air factory to all of these Lobos. He has no defenses against the Lobos. This was a T2PD not too long ago. Now it is simply a wreck. And there's nothing to stop these Lobos. Nothing at all. I hear some gunships on the move. Yep, taking out a hydrocarbon here. Taking out whatever is left around the place. There's almost nothing. He's still building frigates, which is pretty useless. Arch really needs a P-Gen. And he's building a P-Gen here. And because there's still a mass extractor and mass storages. They can see the PGen. And it was pinged. And now T1 bombers will be sent after this desperately needed PGen, and it will die. So, oh my god, even crash damage from that bomber. And that's a GG from Arch. Not sure why he puts the star before the GG. Not sure why that happens. But it does. That's a GG. And the comm drop doesn't work. I don't think even if it was executed properly it would have worked. Sadly, just the position was too dire. Perhaps earlier in the game it could have been much stronger, but the proxies for the bottom team really won the game for them. That was a very nice play from the noobs. 4 games in a row. 0 for Arch and Hartzer. But an interesting game. I enjoyed that one. Alright, let's see what we have next. That was the map gen. Now we're on Phenom Spartiate V2. One of the most commonly played 2v2 maps, I would say. Quite a common one to see. And it's okay. These are the slots. We're not starting, say, in the middle where it's going to be 5 bases versus 5. It's more going to be this player in this position, Arch and Wounded, who actually took a little bit of a walk there. Wounded is going to be walking north, obviously, and contesting this base, and hopefully for him contesting this base. And Arch will be doing the same in the other direction, while Auto will comfortably get this base and should probably be able to secure this one as well. And then, yeah, if they can, if Auto can push his opponent away from here, it's going to be good for him. There's also the middle to contend with, although it's relatively less combative in the middle on this map generally with this setup. So hydrocarbon first. Looks like it's a bit misaligned, which I hadn't noticed. That's a lab. That's another lab. Quite an idle lab. Yeah, it's quite a nice looking map, I'd say. It looks alright. And also some flares from Wounded Elk. He's going second air. Second land for Auto, presumably third air. And Arch already walking with his ACU. Very, very quick to walk. He's putting a lot of stock in getting his ACU to this position, but his initial build is going to suffer if he's going to need, well, he's got an idle engineer. His initial build is really going to suffer if he doesn't get more of these engineers building more quickly. Second, yeah, so the top team looks very slow on air. So it is second air from Arch, but it's not very quick. You can see Wounded already has air up, and he's gone for a bomber from that second air factory. Auto has also left his base and is moving left. Flare moving in, and the Mech Marine, and they're both heading towards the ACU. Mech Marine goes down to Auto's ACU, and he even has a Mantis, 2-3 Mantis, so these labs will not really do anything. Flare up close against a Mantis. You really, with the Mantis, want to use the range, but even so, the Mantis wins. Mech Marine, another Mech Marine. There's so many labs and none of them have managed to do anything at this point. Maybe an engineer will go down with the micro, but he's going to run past instead. And surely a unit is going to come out of the factory and shoot this Mech Marine. There we go. None of the labs did anything for the top team, and here comes the bomber from Wounded Elk. His labs also seem to be dead. I don't know if they've done anything. That bomber gets an important kill on an important engineer, but there is an inti. Oh, will he kill this engie? Is that a dodge? That is a dodge and a reclaim on the scout. Nice move from Hartzer there. And I don't see where the labs went to. So that's a dead something. Perhaps a dead engineer. That looks like a dead lab. Hard to spot everything, but the lab maybe one of those labs got a kill by the looks of it. Wounded sends a little bit of mass to Auto, which is nice of him, but really what Auto needs is power. No engineer nearby to help him get this hydro up quickly, and he's quite far behind on building this hydro, so certainly misplayed his PGen production there, or mistimed it, but still in quite a decent position. It's actually Wounded that's behind on mass right now. Arch doing quite well. He has expanded, gotten his ACU into this position, and he's going to take those mexes, get a factory up. You need to bring some engies with you, because you can't take everything with just the ACU. You know, for example, you don't want to send the ACU over here to this mex or to get the reclaim here. Bring some engies with you, and also bring some units. Arch is looking very low on units, and he's made, you know, T2 mex. He's making another T2 mex already. That's a big investment. And also, why does no one have these mexes? I'm very surprised at some of the slow expansion from the top team generally in this game. They're not doing the simple things to the level that they need to. Engineer barely survives on 6 HP. 16 HP, sorry. All these engies going to take some shots and probably survive. Will this one? Finally, one of them goes down. The Aurora get the shots away. What's up, El Cazon? And Philip, how you doing? Auto, you can see, focused on, you know, well, fixing his economy, and also he's not investing in upgrading mexes just yet. He has gotten 3 of the bases, and Arch has 2. Arch not putting pressure on this front base. He's not in a position to, if you're upgrading mass extractors and if you haven't taken 2 mexes at the back of your base. Oh. Also, this map doesn't seem to be symmetrical. This mex here, this is not. There should be a mex right here, but actually it's further over, so this map is definitely not symmetrical. Not that it really matters too much, just that I've only just noticed it now. And it looks like Wounded has gotten a similar position to Arch. And actually interesting that Arch and, well, Wounded and Hartzer are both Aeon. So we have an Aeon battle at the top side. Now, what I always say about these positions and 2v2 in general and in commander face-offs in general is that the upgrades are king. If you're the first one with an upgrade, you are going to have the advantage, and we can see on the top side, Wounded is making a gun upgrade. I'm not sure if it's speed gun or range gun at this moment. Hartzer is making the other one, so Wounded is making the left upgrade, and Hartzer is making the right arm upgrade. I think the right arm is range, but I could be incorrect. We'll see now in a few moments. On the other side, neither ACU has an upgrade. One is Cybran and one is UEF, and they're just going to duke it out. It is definitely looks to be Auto that has maybe a few more units, but this is a strong bit of production here. Maybe, well, 2 of the factories are not actually producing at the moment, which limits the effectiveness of that production. That's a very dangerous move to make when there's Medusa around. That's a shift G, and if a Medusa drops a shell in there, it's going to be nasty. And we do see shells drop, but the units had already retreated. It looks like some factories could potentially go down, but I think Arch should be able to hold on here. I think he should definitely be able to hold on. He did not get that PD up. He needs to keep his ACU in the fight, keep taking out as many Mantis as he can, but he's going to lose the Hydro. And Otto is going to try and push him away from this. Archer has... He actually has the speed gun. Okay, so Wounded is gone for the range first. He has actually got double gun already. Harzer won't be too long finishing his second gun upgraded though. Now we've also got one T2 Max for Wounded, 2 for Otto, and Otto is pressing, and Arch is actually maybe allowing Otto to get a bit too much done here. Now the beefy UF factories will survive the damage, but the Otto has definitely got the better of this so far. He's done damage, he's denied mexes, he's taken these mexes here. But Arch has a strong economy. He's got 4 T2 mexes in his base. He does not have T2 land though. He's gone for T2 air, which I think might be a good idea. T2 land is what Otto has chosen, and he's also increasing his economy. The bombers, look at this bomber, 15 kills. Why is there no anti-air in the Aurora mix? You have to make anti-air. You have to. You absolutely... Oh my god, that's 7. That was... Was that 7? I think that was 7. It was at least 6. 21 kills. Fully vetted bomber. 1 T1 bomber has killed an entire army of Aurora now. And these factories are still under threat. 3 of them about to go down. They need to be finished off soon. Overcharge from Arch. Arch still has so much HP, and his factories are all going to die. Once these factories die, I don't see how he builds enough units to survive. And his ACU is really... I'm not sure he's being microed as effectively as he could be. There's also going to be T2 units moving in, and there's virtually no reinforcements coming, as this base is not constructing very many units. It's also down 2 factories. Gunships and Janus on the way. Oh my god, 27 kills, 1200 mass. 1200 mass on that bomber. It cost 90 mass, and it's killed 1200 mass worth of units. And now it's... Oh my god. Okay, I thought those were Aurora. But he did just hit 6 units at once there. Okay, so 2 of the factories go down. This one's barely survives, so does this. And they will be rebuilt by Arch. Let's see what his eco looks like. He has mass now. He's getting a PD. He has no radar whatsoever, and he's getting raided to crap. He's lost this mech. He's going to lose this one. At least it's not upgrading. And Wounded actually got the kill on Harzer there. Is there a T2 air or something? No, there isn't. Wow, and this makes the air a much lesser threat. There goes the ACU for Harzer, and I don't understand how he lost the ACU. He had double gun himself. He seemed to have a lot of units when I looked before, but I guess not now. The gunship's coming after the ACU, but guess what? He's right next to a very deep pond. He's going to just dip in there. There are no torpedo bombers. Gunship flying, dropping into the water there. And somehow the ACU decides not to go into the water when he definitely should. Is there some kind of cliff? Where can you actually enter the water? What the hell? Well, that's weird and dumb. But he is going to make it into the water. And he survives. He's on 2,500 HP. And air is lost. Look at the air from Otto is dominant. And Wounded has plenty of indies of his own. This base going down now. There's no units being produced here. No units being produced here. And there is at least T2 land and some support factories coming, but no units at this point. Really, there's some gunships. How many kills do these Mantis have? 200 mass killed, 3 and 6 kills, and it looks quite bad for Arch. He's trying to upgrade the gun now. Auto has retreated to make T2, which is quite a good decision. I feel like T2 is a very solid choice. He could just make PDs and deny any pressure from this this gun comp should it arrive on the front line. I mean, for now, it's looking like he's not going to survive because there's Medusa firing at him as he's upgrading. He doesn't want to cancel the upgrade. He has no assistance, and the Medusa are firing, and he's got to take a lot of damage here. The gunships move in and get some good kills on the Medusa at least, but there's more of them, and there's flak here as well. And those gunships are not going to survive for too long. And there is one remaining, and now he is dead. And the ACU is now in less than 4,000 HP. He cancels the upgrade after losing about 10,000 HP while making it. And he's now getting overrun, and the Mantis could probably just target fire him now and finish him off. Certainly some T2 air would not go amiss and would easily finish off Arch at this point, as he has nothing in terms of air control. But he looks like he simply will just die to the T1 land. Very nice overcharge there. But he's under 1500. He's being pinged, I don't know by who, but now in 1000 HP. These two Mantis are still alive, by the way, killing more and more stuff. And this base goes down as the ACU is pushed away on low HP. T2 land is here, T2 P-gens, T2 land. No T2 air, which is really a bit surprising, but there is TML. I like that. TML flying towards Arch's base. Let's see what kind of range he has from there. Probably the whole main base is available to him. It is. And that's not good at all. There's the T2 air factory. Another one for Arch. I'm not sure why he would invest in that when he already has T2 air. But okay. He's making torpedo bombers, which is interesting, but Wounded is out of the water now. Has 6,000 HP. And he has flak and anti-air and T2 energies next to him, so should be quite safe. T2 engineers begin building TMD. Will they build it in time, though? Oh, not quite. The HQ gets it tagged by the TML, but doesn't die in a single shot. Show the T1 bomber again. Oh my god! It's still alive! It has 43 kills and 2,167 mass killed. Holy fuck. Uh-oh, there's a T1 anti-air planned. No! No! No, how could this happen? Oh my god. Oh, holy shit. That's insane. More TMLs flying, but there's more TMD up now. The anti-air, or the Air Force, has stopped for some sightseeing, and they're being killed with extreme prejudice by these obsidians. Big F for that shimmer there. My god. And really there's not much to see in this game anymore. There is perhaps a snipe, but I mean it's mainly torp bombers, which is not exactly what you need. I mean, you have to force them into the water first. Those two Mantis still alive, by the way. They've just killed the T2 mechs now. 420 mass killed. Wahey. Flax. A lot of flax in this army. And T3 air being built. That's not going to be finished anyway. I was the bomber pilot. Props to you. Oh, this energy storage would be a nice kill. T3 air is pinged now. And the air moves after Wounded. The torpedo bombers. There's only 4 of them. Will he find the ACU? Well, actually, first they bombed the anti-air, and also the ACU. But now he just leaves the water, and of course, once you leave the water, you are invulnerable to torpedo bombers. Look at the massacre. Oh my god, the number of NGs that have died here is astounding. Each of the Rhino had about 20 kills. T2P Gen under attack. The Torps are dead. And Arch calls GG. Oh. Rip Michael. I ejected before crushing. And it's another win. 5-0. Call the cops. That is another win for Auto and Wounded. Well played to them once again. I'm a bit unsure why Wounded and Arch were on the outside spots where you get less mexes, as opposed to being on the inside slot where you get bases closer to you. Certainly I would put the stronger player on this slot. So that's a bit unusual, but it's by the by, because both teams ended up doing it, so fair enough. So we got 2 games left apparently. At the moment we're at 5-0. So let's move on to map 6. Understood. Okay. Another map gen map, but this time 10 by 10, not 20 by 20. Second air from Auto in the back spot, and second land, third air from Wounded. About 17,000 mass on the map. That is flat. You can walk across the water here to get these mexes. And actually, that will give you access to the middle through here. Okay. Arch goes first air, but only to scout. He's not making a bomber. Perhaps he wants to scare his opponents into thinking that there's a bomber coming very quickly. We'll see if it works. A couple of flares from Wounded. Certainly could be good to send flares to the back left position, especially considering there's not going to be any units from Arch to defend there. What was the intention of a Showmatch? Well, I don't think anyone expected it to be 5-0 at this point, but it was basically just to have some, some interesting content for FAF Live. And I would not have guessed that this would be a 5-0 at all before these games were played. I'm quite surprised at the results so far. So there is anti-air invested by actually both the players, so that's something for the for going first air indeed. But 2 T1 anti-airs is not a great deal of investment. Also, well, Wounded changed his plans and goes second air instead of going second land, so that's another potential upside, perhaps. Yeah, the flare took a wrong turn here. Should have taken a left and gone down this way, but it's now delayed. But again, there's no defenses here, so will the flare do damage? This Hunter also in a prime position to take out the incoming engineer. Radar going up here. Factory is probably required. Why was that pinged? Who pinged this? No idea. Oh, actually Wounded wanted those mexes. Okay, that's fair enough, because in the back Auto has these 3. So yeah, fair enough to give those to to Wounded. I probably would have given Wounded the radar as well, just to screw with him. Feel almost all those losses happened because unnecessary ACU deaths. No, I wouldn't think so. I think generally the noobs outplayed the non-noobs. Outplayed Arch and Harzer in general, I think. I don't think it was really... I mean, ACU suicides played a role, but I think in general the games were already going in a certain direction before the ACUs were killed. That hunter did get a very nice kill, denying the mechs as well before it was constructed. And a bomber heads left looking for the lab. Maybe not the best unit to use against the lab, but it'll do in a pinch. Both ACUs. Arch is still in the base. No. Arch, get into the middle of the map, because now it's 2 versus 1 in the middle ACU wise. And yeah, this doesn't look too good. To be 2 versus 1 with the ACUs. I mean, Wounded is going to move left. Otto going to move right and move against Harzer, who is building a factory over there. No, he's building the hydrocarbon. Let's head on over there. Hey, what's up? What's going on, Harzer? Just building a hydro. Yeah, cool. Good, that's pretty efficient of you. Building pigeons on the front line. Not sure I like that. Wounded with the army, with the Aurora pushing forward. There's some kind of Neolithic construction here, a bit of a dolmen going on. Not reclaimed just yet. Nice bomber over here killing an engineer that's expanding. Killing 2 engineers, in fact. And this position dead to a ghetto gunship. Arch just playing like he's low or something. Can his transport survive? Will he get to drop his cargo before it explodes? You can see the lab's taking a lot of damage. Oh no, the transport lands on the labs and kills almost all of them. One lab escapes and is immediately reclaimed. Oh no. Oh, you hate to see it, but Harzer with the backup mantas simply running in, and they're like, well, okay, you can fly around and stuff and shoot out of a transport, but I'm just going to run to the back and kill all the mexes. This is great for the top team. Even stealing these mexes, that's just cheeky. And that's 6 mexes down for the bottom team. T2 Air is complete for Otto, and T2 Air just begun for Arch. He has a lot of mass available to him. I mean, Harzer has given up a lot of the map to Arch. Arch getting both of the mechs locations in the back, in the left of their base. Otto marches forward, and Wounded is going to meet him with quite a significant army. Otto doesn't have a significant army at the moment. He's really playing with air mainly, and he's also losing air, so Otto not contributing a great deal, maybe investing too much in economy, and has costed the team has really lost a lot on the right hand side that needs to be retaken. The fact that Arch has these 3 mexes is crazy to me. That's fantastic for the top team. Harzer with quite a nice army, and once again Arch not contributing in terms of land. He's making a lot of air and not even making much eco either, so he should have a very significant air force in the near future, unless he's just floating mass, which he isn't. He actually doesn't have that great a mass income. Hearts are pushing forward, forcing the ACU away, but the ACU of Otto also getting a lot of kills in, and Wounded not finding damage for himself. Finally he gets in, fires off an overcharge and kills a single mantis with that. And it might be time for the mantis to retreat now. A lot of reclaim left at the front, and Arch comes in and screens and maybe just crushes Wounded's air force now with his own inties. Decent army on the left for Wounded, but what's it achieving? Perhaps he's holding out to these 3 mexes, but why is he not perhaps, attacking this position? He even has Aurora, so he can micro on the water and things. Hartzer actually has the gun, so maybe that's why he went for the hydrocarbon and P-Gen's on the front line so he could make the gun very quickly, and now he's just piling on the damage onto the commander of Wounded, who fires off another overcharge again as Amantis gets into range. And Hartzer's pressing, and he has air control from his teammate and also Mercy from his teammate coming in, and there's no anti-air. There's no way this Mercy is going to be stopped. And it must be coming for Wounded. One Mercy lands on the back of his neck, and the Guncom still marches forward. Auto Noob with no air force at the moment, and with no upgrade on his commander. Another Mercy is coming, and now gunships on the way. I think this Mercy should probably be sent in and land on one of these ACUs pretty soon, as finally they're retaking these positions. But look, it's still not taken, so this looks really good. Also damage done on the left side here, and the top team look like they're heading towards their first win. Now Arch needs to keep his planes in the air here. They're going to be destroyed while grounded here. If he doesn't take off, he does. Finally, he did lose some units there, but not too many. And he has some shimmers of his own to make up for the shimmers of Wounded in the previous game, or that one shimmer with 43 kills. It's only 70%. Oh, the gunships are coming after the commander, who's trying to make a gun upgrade, and he quickly cancels it, but he's already taking so much damage. Even T1 bombers moving in after him, and an air fight ensues, which is, well, it's not even close. Hartzer, Wounded goes down, and they actually lost all of their inties there to that ACU explosion. Now, he didn't lose all the gunships, but he did lose every single intie basically, so those are going to have to be replaced. And but still, the position looks extremely good for the top team. They have superior land army. They still have those gunships and will replace the air force soon, I assume. Swifties being constructed now, and both ACs retreating, and they're on full HP. Well, Arch not retreating, but he is. Well, he did waste his gunships, sadly. But yeah, very difficult to see any way back for the bottom team, barring snipes, and those are going to be very difficult because Archer is full HP, as does Arch, and Arch is very far back. It looks like actually Otto is going to lose his air force here. Can't run away from Swifties. You cannot do it. They're too fast for Inties to run away from, obviously. I mean, you can barely even run away from Inties. That Intie just got 4 kills. And yeah, the game more or less decided at this point. And it will simply have to be played out. Let's see if they figure a way to end this one sooner rather than later. No, the T2 Pigeon goes up, and Otto actually just decides to call GG there. And that's the first win for Arch and Hartzer. Well played. That was a strong game from them. I think maybe Otto, well, invested a bit too much in eco, and the Air Force really got crushed. And this attack with the ghetto and units coming past here and losing these 6 mexes and even having some of them taken from you is way too much to deal with, and no damage done to the on the opposite side. And this is really the position where you should aim to attack on this map. Like, you have the path on your closer to you really to get in here. And there, you know, it's tricky to get units across here. So well played from Arch and Hartzer there to pick up A well-deserved win. And there's only one match remaining. So let's go check that out now. If you're enjoying, click the like button, and let's move on to Game 7 of the show match. Going for map control seems to be teching and going eco. I think yeah, it can be, it depends on what happens, but it can be risky to make early T2 mexes, and often it's not really the way to go. Sometimes there's just too much to fight for in the early game that is more important than getting some early T2 mex, because yeah, it's just not worth it. You really need to put your mass into fighting early on for map control. What is the score? Well, Wounded and Auto won the first 5 games. Arch and Hearts won the previous 1. So it's 5-1, and this is the final game of the show match that was played yesterday. Okay. This world is very flat. It's quite flat. I mean, there is certainly some terrain, but you know, we got a back plateau, we got some mountains and stuff, but yeah, it's pretty flat. So let's see what the approach is. Now, this map, it's about the navy. This map is you really, I mean, you can see obviously there's a Seraphim. I think Blackheart shows Aeon and Petrick was Seraphim, so stream dead. No, not for me. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, it actually did die for a second there. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so I think Seraphim and Cybern are probably the best factions. Cybern because they have very, very good frigates. See a lot of 2v2s where one teammate upgrades to 4 starting mechs really early. Not really. I don't really think that's a great approach generally. Yeah, sorry about the stream drop. I didn't realize didn't realize that was happening there. So, yeah, we will see missile cruisers. We have... Now, there is no... The only beach on this map from the main islands is on the far side of the map. So, you can't walk into the water to build the factories. You have to do what AutoNoob has done here. And I'm really surprised that there's only one naval factory at the moment. Really, you have to focus on navy on this map, as I'm saying. Frigates are going to win you the naval battle if your opponent is not quick enough with them. Also, Hartzer is sort of taking the spot for Arch, where Arch should be building his own factories. You want to try and build them very close together so that you can fit as many here as possible, and then you want to get engineers in the water and build more out here, and just continue building more and more factories of naval factories. Bomber has already got 1 kill, will get another. Does not drop on this engineer. That's a bit of a fail. I attempted micro. I mean, the micro seems solid, but sometimes the bombers just don't comply. Hartzer and Arch look like they will win air control. The bomber, once again, doesn't no comply, and he gets one more chance though. No, he doesn't. He goes down to Arch's Inti. And yeah, we need to see some transports, so you want to drop this position. You may also want to walk the ACU, which is what Harzer is doing. Strange that Harzer is the one... Oh my god, that was a fantastic bomb. Those were the engineers. That's 8 kills on the bomber. Those were the engineers that were going to get on this transport, and now they're dead. And there's no engineers available. Well, okay, there's 2 that are on the transport now instead of 6, and that hurts. That was a very important bomber there. As an extremely valuable one. Wounded has already dropped the his left side, his expansion. He's going to take the mexes, the hydro, and get naval production here, which is very sensible. He's also going to get a second factory here. Auto has 2. Once again, I don't really like the positioning, but okay. And there's only 2 naval factories, and Arch has none. Arch has no naval factories at the moment, which is quite risky. Auto has attempted to drop on the other side of the map and build a proxy, but there is a lab here, and the bomber gets shot down before it can kill the lab as well. That lab avoided death, and I quite like that he built this lab. This is a good move. He just needs to be careful that he keeps an eye on this so he doesn't get reclaimed, but right now he's going to get all the engineer kills, and Auto looks to be stalling. Yeah, he's stalling very heavily. You can't... Once again, the pain of stalling. Some things you need to build quickly, and if you're stalling, you're doomed, and your strategy is not going to work. He's making, once again, T2 mechs while you're trying to make a proxy. Not the greatest approach. Also, the problem for Auto is that he has very limited mass income because... well, if we look at Harzer, he's expanded and taken tons of mass in the islands. Auto has not, and all of the mass to the left of him is taken by Wounded. Even the plateau is taken by Wounded. So Auto has very, very, very few mexes. I would definitely give some of them, if I was Wounded, I would give some of them mexes in the middle to Auto. Because, I mean, if Auto was, you know, Nexus, then maybe I wouldn't, but or if Wounded was Nexus, then maybe, you know, just give Nexus all the mass. But in this scenario, I don't think it's really the correct approach. I would definitely be sharing some of the mass around, but at the same time, Auto could have done a bit better taking mass in the islands. He's gotten this one, which is quite nice. PD up for Harzer here. He could do with that reclaim. He's going to get the hydro, and a radar would be sound. They are a bit slow to get the back plat, and still there's no navy from Arch. No navy at all from Arch, which is very worrying. And overall there's a limited amount of navy from both teams. Nice move. Oh, so many dead engineers here. And the torp launcher is denied as well, so good move from Harzer with these 2 frigates. Cybern frigates are the best, but Seraphim frigates are pretty close second, I'd say, in terms of their, you know, cost for their effectiveness. Wounded with some nice economy. He's got 6 T2 mexes now. He's going to just... With this many mexes available to him, he can really just upgrade a lot at once. And also he's getting a T2 B-Gen. He's making some torpedo bombers to help him with the navy. And his ACU is able to step into the water and complete that factory that was denied. And also the Zuis will take out a frigate that is on micro. And yeah, now Wounded with 4 factories. His counterpart, Arch, has no naval factories. Now there's a lot of mass on this map, there's a lot of water on this map, and there's no naval factory from Arch right here, so that's a big worry for me. Was a bully, yeah, not biased at all. Nice drop from Auto with the Zuis. A couple killed by the PD, but others continue on. And raid several mexes. Bomber comes in, bombs a couple of the Zuis, but as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead mexes, and a lot of bombers invested in killing some Zoos. This map looks good for an airwind plus drops everywhere. Drops certainly are very important, but frigates are the surefire way to play this map. Drops are supplementary, I would say. Yes, exactly what Bully said, basically. Now, I don't know if they have a better weapon, but they are cheaper than UEF, and they do have better AA than UEF. For example, you can see here, one frigate for Seraphim is 270 mass. One frigate, well, we don't have UEF on here, but one frigate for Cybern, I would love to tell you, but Arch has no navy. So, yeah. Hearts are really carrying the navy here for now, and also with an air force as well. Where's Arch's air force? I think he's just lost it, wounded with a huge air force superior to Hartzer, and Hartzer's fighting 2 versus 1 in the navy. Wounded managed to get, oh my god, that was an upgrading mech. That mech was as upgraded as this one, and now it's dead, and this mech is also dead. That's like 70%. Oh, he has a naval factory now. Yeah, so Cybern is 250, Seraphim 270. I believe UEF is 290 mass. Now it may have perhaps a bit more HP or something, but in general it does have worse AA, and it's more expensive. So yeah, Arch really, well, those 2 upgrading mechs being lost was quite brutal. Also, there's no, well, there are actually a couple engineers. They're quite far away though, and no navy in this position. Hartzer tried to get some factories up, but they went down to frigates presumably, and perhaps even torpedo bombers. I'm not sure. That's a T2 drop of Zoos and engineers heading towards the right side of the map. Otto has taken all of the mass in this side. Wounded has taken these islands and damaged these islands, and finally there's some naval production from Arch, but it's very much later than everyone else in the field. Torp launchers are constructed to defend the production, but can't defend this position. The Zoos and the NGs drop and begin the destruction. I think so, Jose. T3 airs on the way for Wounded. Just look at the total mass. Oh my god. 55k for Wounded. 37 for Arch. He's 20k mass ahead of the next guy. Hartzer has 29 and Otto has 25. Holy crap. He's 20,000 mass ahead of the next guy. Wounded absolutely carrying on this map at the moment. This is brutal. A proxy denied by Hartzer's commander. And oh, look at all the dead mexes here. What happened? Oh, those are Zoos. Those are Zooey wrecks. There was a drop in the main base, and Noth has come in, but there is a shield in a good position. Defends against those, and they are killed after a single pass. Navy is not lost, production has not died, and there's a lot of reclaim in the water here. At least it's something for the top team to work with. But elsewhere on the map, it looks very, very painful for them. You really need to reclaim these factories, by the way. Not shoot them. And there's still 2 Zoos alive. Make some labs here and get rid of them. Bomber actually dispatched. And Wounded can probably start making T3 mexes at this point. He's going to make T3 NGs, I'm sure. Or, well, sorry, T3 PGen with these engineers shortly. He has a nice bit of overflow. He has some storage. So T3 PGen will come up soon. Maybe 2, one after the other. And then T3 Economy, T2 Navy should also be on the cards. Somebody should really be making T2 Navy right now. And it probably should be Wounded, considering he has 72,000 total mass. Oh, that's a commander has just been spotted getting into a transport with a deceiver. Where's that ACU headed? Where is he going? Oh, another T2 drop from Wounded, headed to some T2 mexes. There's Nathas from Auto headed there as well. Not great of them to attack the same position with air at the same time. That drop may not land as a result. Or will it? Oh, it doesn't. And the Nathas are also dead. So not the best attack. Where's the ACU? Oh, there goes Arch, flying straight past the Inties. He has a Deceiver on board, so he has stealth for his transport. And where is he going to land? Well, he's going to land right here. Oh, no, never mind. He wants to get to the main base with the transport. It's time to drop, dude. Get down. Start building your PDs. There's already PDs going up. T3 engineers in this position. T3 PGen is actually finished. And there's T2 PD already in range of him. He has to retreat now, surely. I don't, like, he has to get back. The range on this PD is too great, and there's going to be more T2 PDs coming. Look at all the T1 PDs in range of him as well. Has he got T3? He has, right? He's got T3 in the ACU. He's just simply dying. He can't afford to spend. He has no energy to spend this. He's so close to dying. Under 2,500 HP. Still in the range of a PD there. Finally, he's out of range now, but my god, that did not go well. He has completely won air. There's a Noth about to land on him. Oh, he didn't dodge it either. He's down under 1,000 there for a moment. But air is completely won. Gunship's moving in. Navy. He's got some navy. He has no power. He desperately needs power. He can't afford to build. Certainly the shield can't work. Hearts are now giving him a lot of power. And air won't be won forever because there is anti-air being constructed and more air being constructed as well. So we need some T2 PDs here. T2 PDs are needed. Multiple shields are not needed. P1 anti-air and stuff is fine, but T2 PDs are what's going to do some damage. He needs to work on these PGens and then make a TML. And elsewhere on the field, Wounded knows how to deal with a comm drop, and this is how you deal with the comm drop. Once again, very simple. T1 land factories and spam artillery, and if you're Seraphim, you are in for a treat because the Zuis are just so crushing. And there's no T2 PDs at all. None at all. Oh, sorry. There's one now. There's one. And now it's dead. He did kill a lot of Zuis there, but again, there's just going to be many, many more constructed. And this base will be very safe with T2 PDs. They still have total air control, but the Navy is looking appalling for them. 3 destroyers and a lot of frigates for Wounded. Also T2 Navy for Auto. They should definitely... Oh, look at Proxy as well. Zui's coming out of this factory. And they should definitely think about getting just one cruiser in here and start going to work on all the well, they could also send the cruiser to work on this base that Arch is desperately trying to construct. And he's in quite a rough position here because the terrain is going to block a lot of shots from the PDs. You can see some of them shooting into the ground as the Zuis fire from the water. And a cruiser would also do great. It would at least force TMD from Arch. But yeah, no T2 Navy from the top team, and they're not going to last very long versus all of these Seraphim destroyers plus all the frigates. I mean, the bottom team has at least as many frigates plus destroyers, so it doesn't look so great. At least Arch has gotten some HP back. He's not on 1,000 HP anymore. That's a nice position for a T2PD though. That's working with the terrain. That's doing quite well. But there's just too many Zoos. And they will never stop coming. I mean, I'm surprised that there's not even more T1 factories constructed. Still an Air Force covering this position. And now, yeah, now the terrain really telling, as a lot of lasers are firing directly into the mountain. And the Zoos are firing indirectly over the mountain. And this is the pain of being pushed away from the actual main base here. He didn't manage to get the damage done. If he had killed the power here, then the drop maybe had serious potential, but without doing that, it was very unlikely that it was really going to do much of anything after he got pushed away initially. And yeah, the destroyers are here from both players. The production will be killed, and I have to sneeze. And yeah, Arch looking in serious trouble. He's lost all of his PDs barring this T2 PD, which is not doing much. Arch sends some units to Harzer. I don't know what units he sent, but look at this. Look at the damage these Zoos have. Oh my god. 1,500 mass killed there. 2,000, exactly 2,000 mass killed. GG, says Arch and Harzer. And that's it. 6-1. Brutal. Look at the total mass. 164,000 total mass. And he didn't even make a T3 Mex. He didn't even make a T3 Mex. Oh, he almost did. But he didn't. Did have T3 Air. Well played. Quite an enjoyable series for all the games were quite enjoyable, really. Even though in the end the score was one-sided, I think the games were quite interesting. I think Arch could work on his comm dropping. He's I appreciate the effort, but I think he could improve his comm drop skills a little bit. But even so, the times he comm dropped it was very difficult. It was very, very unlikely that it would actually achieve what it needed to achieve when he did do it. Any Crazy Rush 2v2, there was a Crazy Rush in this series. So if you go back in the video, you'll find that one. Or if you watch it later. Wounded was whining to me during the warm-up games that he was rusty. Yeah, Wounded was definitely by far the strongest player in this whole series. I mean, especially in this last game. I mean, he had the carry slot, the heavy carry slot. So, he used it well. And Arch maybe played a bit worse than I expected, to be honest. I think Arch and Harzer, you guys were pretty similar. Harzer, I think you played quite well. Otto played well. He's definitely improved from the last time I've seen him. Otto did very well, and overall it was a cool show match. What's his rating? You mean Wounded? Or who? Need to be more specific than his. But yeah, very cool series. And yeah. Well, let's see. All of the fucks. God damn it. Yeah, so if we look at the ratings, if you want, then we can see Wounded is just 2,000, almost exactly 2,000 rated on ladder. Arch is 1,900 on ladder. Auto is about 30 points below that, 1863, and Hartzer is 1695 ladder rating. So Hartzer actually giving up a lot of rating. I think he did very well in this series. Overall, if you look at the 1v1 rating, I guess it does seem like it was a little bit of a mismatch, more than I expected, but yeah, well played, interesting games, and a nice map pool as well. A nice map pool helped a lot with this show match, I think, and I think that was from I think Patrick chose the map pool, so quite nice. Yeah, I did notice him get up to 1860 ladder. That's quite a good rating for him. He's made some jumps. So, well done to him. Sub farms. It's a crack. So, yeah, that'll be it for the, for this stream. Thanks for watching. Hit like if you enjoyed it, and check out the links and stuff. Thanks to all the patrons on Patreon and the members on YouTube. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Hasu for the $1 as well earlier on. I'll see you soon. How long will the daily streams last, guys? Who knows? Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.